Hey guys, welcome to Tickzon where we try to turn our hindsight into your foresight. Welcome to video, Ugo here. And you know, late night tears, late night working. Obviously, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and good night if you're about to go to bed. So I'm just out here doing late night work, late night revision, blanket and the thing. But this is something that came up in my mind. I've had a lot of different discussions with a lot of different people, and I find this little pattern of loads of different like financial misconceptions that a lot of people have that is just flat out wrong, and you may believe these. So I have 8 things that you should just really that you need to realize that is more of a matter of fact. So I've written them down, the ones that came to my mind, and may make a part 2 to this video depending on if more things come to mind. But in terms of the aim of turning hindsight into foresight, we're going to number 1. Checking my credit score will affect my credit score. What kind of palaver roundabout thing is this? It's like checking your test score means it will affect your test score. No, it doesn't work that way. In fact, you're doing wrong by not checking your credit score. Your credit score is basically your financial CV that allows you to basically navigate the world, and it's very hard for you to navigate this world without knowing where your credit score is, because if you've not checked it, plus your credit report, your credit score is just this arbitrary score that is given to you. The report is actually the main thing you want to know. And so your all credit scores are not created equal. You have one with Experian, one with Equifax, and one with TransUnion. So get to know all of them. Obviously, majority of them use Experian, so we have a video in that. I'm not going to get too much in that, but just understand that you can be denied housing, denied a job, denied a lot of things, a loan, denied credit cards, denied pretty much almost everything, denied an overdraft, denied a student account, denied the bare things without a credit score. So check it right now. 2, I hear people saying, I have a saving problem. My G, you don't have a saving problem, you have a spending problem. That's just what it is. If the first money that comes out of your account doesn't go to savings, then you don't prioritize savings. If you save at the end of the month instead of the beginning of the month, you are not prioritizing saving, because you are saving what you have left instead of spending what you have left. So you don't have a saving problem, you have a spending problem. Understand, one of the key things I'm going to tell you here is that it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. You understand? If you make $1 million and you spend 990k, you are relatively broke. If you make 27k a year and you're spending 27k a year, you are broke. So it is essentially how you spend, as opposed to that you have a saving problem. You don't have a saving problem, you have a spending problem. 3. So I've heard that, Ugo, in the discussions, money is the root of all evil, the love of money is the root of all evil, or the lack of money is the root of all evil. As in the sense of, if you don't get no money, then maybe you start to get teeth, you start to get, you need money, desperation, or if you love money so much, you get greedy and stuff like that. But the same people at the same time will tell me they want to make $1 million. Which one is it? Ultimately, money is just a tool. And I'm gonna tie this one as well, in terms of not only that money being the root of all evil and stuff like that, but also people think that money is the root of happiness. Money is just a tool. Money will not bring you happiness, and it won't bring you anything that you weren't not. Money just most times just show people what they are. So money is just a tool that is used to facilitate the life that you want to live. Majority of people that you see, how rich they are, they take that cash money that you talk about and they use it to buy assets that are going to actually provide them wealth, provide them sustenance, provide them a long-standing longevity. So cash it's not, money is not the whole thing. It's just a tool. That's all it is. Before it was gold, now it's cash, then call it cryptocurrency. There's different things. It's just a tool. So money is not the root of anything. It's just a tool, and you will use it the way you want to use it. And it doesn't solve happiness, but it will solve money problems. So money will solve money problems because it's a tool in that sense. 4. So in terms of, I've heard people tell me, oh yeah, I'm not going to go to uni because of student loans. I don't want to carry all that debt and all that kind of situation. And obviously in this life, there's good debt, there's bad debt. Now, first of all, I want to preface, I'm talking about the UK, because the US, y'all are mad. But the UK, y'all are still mad. And I think mine is probably like somewhere, I don't know, it's 60, 70, 80, something like that, something mad. But I want to let you know that the student loan should not be a reason, on a financial sense, in terms of your tuition, shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't go to university. You know, in terms of when you come out of university with an undergraduate degree, the student loan it's not really that high a proportion of your salary. You're gonna pay more in tax, you're gonna pay more in NI than you will in student loan, and ultimately you only start paying back student loan if you're making money. Now, the only place to caveat in terms of student loan affecting your pay in the future is if you do a postgraduate degree. So if you do a postmasters instead of adding an integrated master's, so it counts as an undergrad. So if you do a postmasters as well as an undergrad, then yes, that will affect your paycheck because it's a double payment. So that's when it will start to affect you. But if you just do standard 3 years, standard straight 4 years, then it's not going to affect you too tough. That shouldn't be a reason why you don't go to university. The main thing you should worry about when it comes to student loan and student life is, do you have enough money to survive uni? Not about what you're going to pay in the future, about what you're going to survive in uni. Statistically, majority of you won't actually pay back your student loan in your working lifetime, and that's just a fact. It's only going to be 9% of a certain thing that you're paying for those who do it straight. If you do a postgraduate loan, then yes, it will affect your pay. But this idea that student loan is the reason why I'm not going to university. Listen, in this life, you have to do what you gotta do. Obviously, university is not for everybody, but you know, it's mostly, even to get through the door, is majority of what people are doing, unless you get a good apprenticeship and understand things are changing. But when things change, you change with it. 5. Now this one, Ugo, I'm so smart with my finances. I don't have a credit card. Ugo, I'm so good with my credit card. I pay off my minimum payment at the end of every month. Now listen, both of you are wrong. Now, first and foremost, similar to what I was talking about credit score, credit card is normally the best vehicle that a majority of people have to build up their credit. Now, a credit card can put you in the spliff. It can put you in debt, but it can also boost you financially in such a way that is incomprehensible to understand just by doing basic things consistently over time. Now, if you don't have a credit card, then you're slacking financially because you need something constant for you to actually build a credit score for you to be seen. So if you ever get a credit card, if I was you, this is not financial advice, you just get it, you spend £10-15 and then pay off by the end of the month if you're scared of you that are going to abuse it. Again, if you're going to abuse your credit card, again, like we said in the beginning, you don't have a saving problem, you have a spending problem. That's why you're in a lot of debt. So just make sure you pay the minimum payment, but don't just pay the minimum payment. You should pay minimum payment plus at least 10% of what the balance is. Minimum payments are designed to keep you in debt. So some people think, if I'm paying minimum payment, it's fine. No, if you hit the minimum payment, they will still charge you interest. It just means that they won't charge you late payments or whatever. If you have a balance of £500 on your card and you only pay the minimum payment, it will take you 5 years to pay off. Funny enough that I made this number 5. It will take you 5 years to pay off if you just pay the minimum payment. So, main thing you want to do with a credit card is don't carry over a balance, pay off, and actually do get a credit card. And in the future, we'll talk about, you know, proper use of credit card. We made videos on that. We'll also talk about when to increase your credit limit, etc., etc. But if you don't have a credit card, you should get one. It's safer, it's financially responsible, provided you know what you're doing. And again, get your spending habit in order. 6. People tell me, oh, Ugo, I'll invest when I have more money. I'll invest when I have more money. You know, I'll do that in the future when I've got some time or whatever. Listen, let me just tell you some facts, yeah? If you're not investing, you are leaving money on the table, because the biggest like, you know, fuel and accelerator for your investing wealth is time. Now, for example, if I started now investing for the next 50 years and I only put £100 a month, and then that's all I did for the next 50 years, £100 a month, and then you decided that in 25 years, instead of you to do £25, instead of you to be doing £100 a month, you're gonna double it. So you're gonna do £100 a month. And so by the end of that 50 years, and you coming up in 25 years, we've invested the same principal amount. But I promise you, I'll have double, if not triple, the money you have. Why? Because of the compounding effect of time. So even if it's £10 here or there, £100 here or there, and we have a video coming later, crunch down numbers more of how the difference of when you invest and how much your returns are going to be, provided you're investing consistently. So I don't care what you invest in, You know, whether it's the stock market, property, whatever it is. Obviously, do your research in anything you're going to invest in. Everybody thinks that property is the way to go. Everyone thinks that stocks is the way to go. Everyone thinks that crypto is the way to go. Everyone thinks that they want. No, it's just a vehicle. There's multiple vehicles, but ultimately your money needs to be making money for you to actually be building any wealth. So invest. I don't care how young or how old you are. If you have kids, you can invest in on behalf of your kids. If you are young in uni, make that £10 extra, put it investing somewhere, start building that wealth. Ultimately, no one gets rich without investing in something. 7. Now this one is gonna be a mixture of two. It's the idea that people tell me that if I have this money, I might as well enjoy it. Money is there to be enjoyed. And then 2, I hear people say you gotta spend money to make money. Now this is I'm gonna put it all as one because it's all kind of the same concept. Now, money, yes, is meant to be enjoyed, but within reason. Because ultimately, like I said, money is a tool for you to live the life you want to live, a sustained life. And sometimes the lifestyle you're living is not equal to the amount of money that you actually have coming in. So you need to make it make sense. So it's not about, if there's a very big concept, not even just in terms of finances, but in terms of just life, in terms of delayed gratification. Now, you look at all these rich men and all these people that you're seeing that are living comfortably, not even rich, just comfortable, and you look at their lives, and some people you envy them. But for some of them, if you hear their backstory, you heard what they were doing 10 years ago, whether they were sleeping on the floor, 1 bedroom apartment, all this kind of thing. And you look at that as a struggling life when some people are kind of content with what they want. Like I said before, money won't bring you happiness. But ultimately, what are you willing to sacrifice today for what you want tomorrow? Now, again, in terms of spending money to make money, yes, you need to spend money to some extent to make money. But there's a missing piece in the middle. It's not about spend money to make money. It's spend money intelligently to make money. That's what it is. It's ultimately a numbers game. It's ultimately, you gotta play it smart. And obviously, there's an element of risk. And if you don't take any risk, you won't get into it. But if you're just spending money to make yourself happy for right now, and you're only spending for now, then you will find yourself suffering in the future because you've not kept anything. Like we said, it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. Number 8. Now, I hear this a lot. It's kind of like I spend money to be happy, but it had to be its own separate point. Like people, just money is supposed to be spent, I'm supposed to be spending my money or whatever. All these things that people are saying. I might not be here tomorrow. Well, listen, if you're not gonna be here tomorrow, then be acting like you're gonna only be here today and then empty your bank account. Okay, cool. Let's get the extremes out of the way. See, it's people tell me, oh, I have the money. And I'm gonna go on that trip because I have the money to spend, or I'm gonna buy that thing because I have the money. How much you have and how much you can afford are two different things. Just because you have 2K in the bank account doesn't mean you can afford to spend 2K, and this takes into a lot of different factors. Ultimately, something that you may not realize is that people tell me I don't like to budget, I don't want to budget, I don't budget. You have a budget. Let me just tell you that one. I'll tell you that one for free. You have a budget. The question is, are you in control of it? Do you even know what it is? Because most people have a spending habit that they do every month. That basically is the same. Obviously, within the last year, things have been going up and down, so it could have changed. But for some people, their spending habits have gone worse rather than better. So how much you have, when people get taken advantage of sometimes, because every time they're spending money anyhow and people ask them for money and stuff like that. But to say that I can't afford this certain thing, or I don't have the money in my budget to do this, or when you say I don't have money, it's not the same thing as I don't actually have money. It's that I can't afford this certain situation. So how much you have and how much you afford are two different things. You need to make how you spend money more intelligent. Just because I can buy 10 shoes doesn't mean I can afford to buy 10 shoes. I have the money to, but then what else do I have left? Do I have any savings? Have I paid my rent? Have I got enough food in my fridge? Have I got enough for transport? Do I have enough, toiletries, like the basics? Like, have I taken care of myself and have I taken care of my necessities before I start thinking about, let me go spend money on this X, Y, and Z? So be thinking about today, but you need to think about tomorrow as well. To wrap up, these are just a couple of misconceptions that people have about money that people need to understand. So check your credit score, do all of these things, start saving your money, because ultimately you want to save your money so one day your money saves you. And ultimately your relationship with money and how you increase your financial literacy will be big determining factors of how far you actually get in this world of trying to build wealth and trying to build riches, or trying to be comfortable. Not even everyone shouts wealth and riches and financial freedom. Not everyone wants that. So I've been Ugo, this has been Tickzon, and we try to turn our hindsight into your foresight. Like, subscribe, tell us if you agree or you disagree with anything that we said in this video. But ultimately, we're here for you to get better, man, and get where you want to be. But rock with us and as we try to help you get to that journey. So ultimately, hopefully you're having a nice day. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're staying safe. Wear your mask. And yeah, thank you for rocking with us. Appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep going on this year.